Hey everybody, Danny Greco here. I've got September 2021 Seattle condo statistics available. Overall, it's been a pretty ho-hum year in terms of there not being a lot of differentiation month to month in this market, and that's the same report I have this year too. This month rather. So looking at the Seattle condo market, which again, we know last year was just such a turbulent time for that market. I mean, almost a year ago, we were dealing with about 8.5 months of inventory in just the downtown core alone. So to come to where we were less than a year later is pretty impressive, but that's not to say that the market's been robust or on fire or anything like that. We've just kind of corrected the extreme turbulence that we were seeing. So at the end of September, values ended at $505,000 was your median condo in the Seattle area, city of Seattle rather, which is again what we've been seeing all year, right? Everything's kind of been hovering in that $475,000 to $500,000 range. It's up this month, it's down the next, that sort of a thing. So that's actually about a 5% increase year over year, and up about 25,000 from where it was last month as well. So inventory, we're still at about a month and a half of inventory, which is still seller friendly for the most part. So once that gets into 2.5 months or so, you start seeing a little more normal market. But I know that anecdotally that market is really dependent, really sensitive on what the price range is. So anything kind of in that $400,000 and under market seems to be a lot more desirable and competitive than when you have those luxury condos, $1 million plus for sure, and then anything kind of above $500,000, it's a different market there too. So the condo market's really tiered depending on price, which we're not really seeing in the single family market, which is pretty crazy. So inventory went down just a tad from a little bit last month. Buyer demand also down a little bit as well. So again, this is kind of a theme we've been seeing the past couple months. That absorption rate has been steadily tricking down for condos, not by a huge amount, but and not unusual to see this time of year either. So it's just going to be interesting to see what, if any, effect that has on the market. Of course, if buyer demand is decreasing, it really helps buyers in that market for inventory to be increasing as well, which we're not really seeing. Inventory has just kind of been pretty flat for the most part. So as demand kind of dissipates a little bit, if inventory is flat, that's not really doing too much with values, which is why we've kind of maintained this equilibrium in that $475,000, $500,000 range all year long. So I'm guessing next month is going to be pretty much the same report, but we'll see. November and December, that fourth quarter certainly is one of the more slower times for our local real estate market. So keep up and we'll see what happens then.